the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray. I've been for a walk on a winter's day.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we're back on World of Warships Legends. This time we're in the California Tier 5 Premium American Battleship. Yeah, this ship is still one of my favorite ships at Tier 5. Definitely in the battleship category. It's just such a good battleship. You got great belt armor, decent guns, it's premium as well, so you make a bit more money. And it's got, of course, fantastic AA and good torpedo protection and all the stuff that you need throughout your battles. It's great. California's great. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people cannot get the ship anymore. The only way to get it now, I believe, is in crates, which I believe the only crates that you can get it in are like the Christmas crates, because the California, a long time ago, was a bureau project, and that was the only way to obtain it. So now you have to get lucky out of crates. Otherwise, you can never get this ship. So, but yeah, I have a game here for you guys. It's not exactly like the best game in the world, but towards the end, I thought it was pretty hilarious what ended up happening. You guys will see. I'll talk about it when we get closer to the end. By the way, I hope y'all do like the little bit of music I have in the beginning of the video. I thought it was suiting, obviously, since we're playing the California. Who doesn't love some good old California dreamin'? You know what I'm saying? But as you guys can see, already we opened up a couple salvos, and we got 13,000 damage. These 14-inch guns are not the best in the world, but when it comes to shooting at cruisers, these guns can definitely, absolutely demolish things. You see, the problem with the American 14-inch guns is that they don't have a lot of pen, but they have just enough pen to do things like this to cruisers. Yeah, basically take all their health. So they're not the hardest hitting guns, but that can kind of help because you won't overpen as many things. You'll get a lot of raw penetration damage and citadels on broadside cruisers especially. But yeah, that's basically it there. Like, the guns are just good enough, but they struggle a bit too, because you can't overmatch a lot of things. But when we're shooting at cruisers, I mean, it doesn't really matter. As you guys can see, boom, down he goes. That's our first kill of the game. Devastating strike, and you gotta love to see that. It was an Omaha. He was not playing very well, but hey, I'll take it, I will freaking take it. We're up to 57k damage, and this little Celebes here, or Celebes, or Celebs, again, my first language is English, and I'm American, so it's like the simplest form of English. We're not, yeah, so pardon my pronunciations of anything ever, okay? Unfortunately, the RNG was like fucked up. You can see me shaking my camera there. I was like, what the fuck was that, man? What is the RNG doing right now? But, it is what it is. RNG boat game. So, but we got this New Mexico here. And also keep an eye out past the New Mexico. If you look on the mini-map, you can see there was a destroyer last spotted in that general direction. I believe it is a Fubuki, and if we know anything about Fubuki, that thing has a lot of torpedoes, and it's really annoying to deal with. Now, I am right at his bow side plating there. I was hoping to get some citadels, but unfortunately not. But see, we did get a bunch of, like, just raw penetration damage. And that's what these battleships do best. They just smack things. Even though you're not getting citadels half the time on most battleships, they are just smacking things. And that's kind of what these battleships are really good at Tier 5. They have 12 14-inch guns, and that's a lot of them, man. And you can just get so many guns downrange and just smack people for loads of penetration damage. Anyway, that is our second kill of the game right there. We're up to 81k damage. And notice that we are flooding. We did take a torpedo from that Fubuki. And, well, we're going to flood a lot in this game. Like, we're going to flood a lot. You guys will quickly see. I'm not even going to use my damage con because we only have like a few seconds left on the flood. And there it goes. And we should be able to also pop a heal as well. And yeah, notice that the enemy team is basically dead. And I told you guys this wasn't going to be the most craziest game in terms of damage and whatnot, right? But what I wanted to show off was, well, it's coming up shortly. It's pretty funny. So, yeah, notice the flooding damage we take throughout this game. That can give you a bit of a hint. All the flooding damage we're going to be taking throughout this game. It's pretty great. And remember, the California has great torpedo protection. It's got insane torpedo protection. You can literally see the hips on the California are widened. In case you guys don't know, the California is a Tennessee-class battleship. Tennessee is also a Tier 5 in this game, and the Tennessee we have in-game is the pre-modernization version. It's basically the pre-war World War II version, before it got all of its modernizations. Now notice there's some torpedoes coming around this island, really close. Most likely that destroyer is. So I slam on the brakes and we dodge pretty much all of those. And yeah. And notice that I'm switching over to high explosive because I know I'm probably going to be dealing with an enemy destroyer. One thing I want you guys to notice too, we just absolutely, number one, obliterated that carrier, and down he goes. We didn't get the kill, but we almost dev struck him. Like, if we would have got a couple more penetrations, or even just another Citadel, that would have been a dev strike on that Ark Royal. But another thing I wanted to point out was, again, the DD's really close. Like, he's super close. And, yeah, we're now just getting our HE loaded, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to get a shot off. But it's okay. But yeah, one thing I want to point your guys' attention to is the team. We were like, I think, 7 ships ahead. Now we're like 5. I think we lost like 2 boats. So this could easily turn into a Game of Throws situation if, you know, things continue the way they're going and people keep throwing their boats away. But I don't think it's going to happen. There's only 2 ships left on the enemy team, and it's just a destroyer and a battleship, and it looks like our team and our DD and whatnot are in perfect positions to kill that battleship on the other side of the map. Now this Fubuki, however, is going to be a problem. He's just going to keep me spotted, and he's going to stay outside concealment range, and he's just going to keep on spitting torpedoes out. Now we did just get a solo cap, and that's pretty nice, capping as a slow dreadnought American battleship. But you notice I'm not just sailing in a straight line. I'm trying to change direction. I'm doing everything in my power to potentially limit the amount of torpedoes that I may take. So I'm not sailing in a straight line. Again, when I sail in a straight line, I'll sail for about 10, 20, 30 seconds, and then I'll immediately turn the other way. This is what you call zigzagging, making it hard for the enemy destroyer to hit you with his torpedo racks. Notice that we just lost our destroyer. I don't know how that works. He has the concealment advantage, and somehow he died. Now, unfortunately, my hips are a bit too wide, so I'd take that torpedo right on the bow, but it only does like 9k damage, and it does pop it does cause me to have a flood, so we do damage con it. Now, since I have nothing else better to shoot at, I'm just going to shoot my back guns and hopefully my front guns at that Mackinson with my HE. Again, I have HE loaded because I'm trying to see if I can get the DD to pop up. But unfortunately, that DD is just like, nah, I'm not going to show up. So I'm just going to immediately turn my ship around. I'm going to get my guns off the left. I'm going to turn away. There's no point in me chasing this destroyer down. We can never spot him. I mean, I basically accepted that fact. Is that destroyer is going to do everything in his power to just run around and waste time and let the game carry on for as long as he feels like. And that is the kind of shit that quite annoys me. Now notice I'm in the chat there. I'm clicking get back. You know, I'm trying to, you know, tell the team to get the hell back. This is easily possibly turning into a Game of Throws. I mean, look at our team. We're down to 3 ships, 3 battleships, and I know a Fubuki can 100% kill all 3 of us. So I'm like, turn your boats around, people, and get the fuck out of here. Do not give this guy any chance of getting a potential solo warrior. That would be really unfortunate. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned, but I do have a high caliber and I do have a devastating strike medal. Oh, we all know about the devastating strike medal earlier, but also this torpedo right here is perfectly lined up. It's going to hit me right on the stern, and it's going to cause a flood. Again, we've just been flooding and taking torps this whole game. It's kind of comical. We have 9 seconds left for our damage control, but I'm using my brain here. I'm like, wait, I've already taken quite a bit of flooding damage. How about I just let this flood run its course? I'm not even going to pop my damage control. I got this island here. I don't really got to worry about the DD right now. I'm going to let this flood run its course and potentially get a liquidator medal. It's been a minute since I've gotten a liquidator medal, so I'm like, you know what? Let's see if I can try to get a liquidator medal off of these floods that I've been getting. And hopefully it'll pay off, right? We're up to 900 points. We're about to hit 1,000 here shortly. We've got all 3 caps. I'm turning away. I'm making it harder for that destroyer to potentially hit me with torpedoes. I mean, I got an island between me and him, for fuck's sake. It looks like I'm spotted. He's probably in that gap right over there where that California is shooting towards. He's somewhere probably right over there. I'm not too worried. We're about to win on points here in about 45, 50 points. So that's great, man. And hopefully, towards the end of the game, we'll get a liquidator medal. I already know that, you know, what happens, but yeah, it's pretty funny. And realizing stuff like that, a lot of people immediately damage con things, like floods and stuff. But if you know that you're going to be okay, let the floods run their course, and just like that. Or not a liquidator medal. Sorry, it's an unsinkable medal. Liquidator medal is for the actual person causing the floods. We got an unsinkable. That's what I meant to say. That's the medal. It's been a while since I got one of those, but hey, fun little game there in the California. I mean, I'll take it. You know what I mean? I will take that. We got a devastating strike, high caliber, liquidator, and we were top of the team. I mean, hey, not a great game, but like not a bad game either. It's just kind of fun, and I hope you all did enjoy it, man. Yeah, I really wanted to message that Fubuki, but he's on PlayStation, unfortunately, so no messaging going on for me today. But anyway, here's the commander. I'm running good old William Sims with Andrew Cunningham and Otto Ciliax as inspirations. We've got flammable cannoneer, gyrating drill bits, marksmanship, reaching out, and fight fire with fire. He's a fully ranked commander, legendary 4, rank 16. And nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. And yeah, I think that about covers it. Good old California, man. I still like this ship. I still do. It's great. Great time. So, yeah, anyway, that's about it. See yas.